guys. Oh, that finishes up the first burst workout of the week. It was brutal. It's I think it's called 52 pickup, and okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 actual exercises. But in between 3 of those exercises is a compound movement of a dumbbell split squat, curl, and press. And I mean, my heart rate at one point, you can see me, this is me gearing up for the last move, because at the end of this heavily upper body burst workout, you're expected to do a lot of inverted rows. And I just sat there thinking, oh my God. Because at one point I had to move this camera, and the camera, I was like, oh guys, it's just so heavy. It's brutal. And I modified everything except the dumbbell split squats. I had to mess with my weight, dropped weight by the end, and the box jumps. But other than that, in regards to push-ups, one of those moves that I just really struggle with. So cut out the push-up in the burpee, and then shuffling push-ups. I shuffled and did the push-ups on my knees, and then by the time I got to that last bit, my upper body was so taxed that I just shuffled and held plank for a pause. I couldn't count because then I'd lose count of where I was at. So like I said, by the end, because you still have to make it through more upper body work and the compound movement. So I love that he says to time yourself and see how long it takes you, because there's no time requirement, just make it through the workout. And I didn't time myself because that was my only goal, was to complete it. And completing it is good enough for me. So tomorrow in the schedule is the arm workout, which hits biceps and triceps. And just barely looking at the walkthrough video, the concept behind tomorrow's arm workout is extended failure. So you'll do, I know he includes some of those touch-up sets in the moves. Then you'll go on to your regular, a little higher rep, lower weight, but then you'll follow it with a following movement that's a little bit easier, like your same muscle group, triceps, and continue that to failure concept. So I believe I've said this, I'll say it again. The core 4 workouts remain the same through the month. The arm workouts and the burst training workouts change it up weekly. I remember with AX1 not being a fan of the burst training, and especially like month 1, they weren't all that taxing for myself. Month 2, as the months went on, it slowly progressed and picked up. These have proven to be taking those burst training sessions way up. As I said before, AX2 I didn't complete. There was also not a consistent schedule within AX2 because every week was a new technique. So it wasn't like this program or AX1 where 2 days a week were your dedicated burst training workouts. So, but by far these have been very different, very interesting. Okay, I just have to document this. I just finished biceps, the bicep routine for today's arms. And of course I've got my friends texting me, close friends, and like holding my phone. At one point I was texting in between this, and like my arm is shaking holding my phone up trying to text these crazy girls. Like it was an interesting one today, and I'm gonna feel it. I'm gonna feel it tomorrow. So today he took the Athlean-X concept and we're applying it to biceps and triceps. After that, you burn them out even more with, I want to call it a strength arc. So I recall seeing this, I actually did a week of this in AX2, where you're combining the dumbbells and bands. And then once you can't do that, or you hit that number, then you burn it out to failure with just bicep curls on the bands. And by the end of all of that, your biceps are just shot. So next up is triceps. And I actually, with the walkthrough video, watched the first half of the walkthrough video to watch the biceps. Now I'm gonna watch the tricep half before I get started. It's been a very long time since I checked in, and truthfully, I am only here on the arms, so midway through week 3 of Anabolix, because the past, I know it started the end of September, and we're in mid-October. Hell, it's the 19th of October. We had a cold, just a miserable fall cold, make its way through our house. And if you have kids or there's multiple people in your home, you know, it's kind of like it hits one person and then it's this slow domino effect, and it just drags on and on. So everybody's starting to just be on the up and up, and that's phenomenal. So checking in there. I finally started the week out with the core 4, and I jumped ahead and watched a couple of the walkthrough videos. And the last week, he gives you the tip, and this week he starts introducing a way of utilizing the bands with the dumbbells to increase resistance. And the final week, he brings up the idea of, if you don't have a barbell at home, utilizing dumbbells with the band to do deadlifts. And I was kind of really dreading that workout, or just not wanting to do it. I have, been sick, feeling just kind of drained. So I decided to give that a try. And I'll be completely honest, I farted around with a bunch of different techniques down here, and I was not a fan of the barbell or the dumbbells combined with the very heavy resistance band for the deadlift alternative. Reason being, when doing the deadlift with the band, you're going to use a very, very thick resistance band. And I've done this in the past for morning glories, and I loved it on morning glories. And one of the things he recognizes about that resistance band is the way that you set it up. It forces very good hip flexion and extension. It's great for reiterating the form. Here's what, and I like that. Here's what I didn't like. With those Athlean-X sets, time is of the essence. So when you're having to get yourself, you do your 3 reps and there might be like 20 seconds of rest, and then you got to get yourself set, and you're supposed to be going on that 30-second mark. Getting that band situated, it's not easy. It's a pain. And then you also, I didn't want to stand there really extended to relieve myself from that band wanting to pull. So in between each set, I'm wanting to get out of that band, stand up, and really get my my rest time in. So I wasn't a fan of that technique that he kind of introduced, but everybody, to each his or her own. I still continued with the band, but what I did instead was I ended up going back to morning glories with the band, and then lighter weight on the barbell for just the deadlift, just because of the way I've been feeling. And I noticed with these triple X sets, I'm sore the next day after the deadlifting. And it's not like I'm doing it wrong and hurting my back. I'm definitely feeling it down the sides and like those erector spinae muscles. They feel it the next day. So I just was kind of like, I've been sore from just being sick. I really don't want to be sore again. So that's that. And that's where we're at so far. I just wanted to check in because I know it's been a while. And, I know what else I forgot. I just had to laugh when I looked at this burst training. I spent days trying to figure out how I was going to modify it for myself, and then I just totally subbed in something else. It's another burst training with with strength. There's 3 moves. First move is what is called taps. Didn't even try this. It's basically a very, very advanced burpee. So if you had 2 boxes, they have to be exact height. The idea is, I would have to show you a video, because basically what you're going down into a regular, burpee, but you're tapping, then you're coming up, you're jumping up and you're tapping those boxes, you're going back down, tap. It's a whole lot of tapping, a whole lot of getting hurt if you are not at this level. Then the next one is like chin up, knees up, chin ups, and he's asking you to do like 60 reps of all of this. And the knee up is with the intention of including your core. And then the final move was not so bad. It would be a lateral jump. I just was like, no, that's not happening. So I subbed in something else. And last but not least, and I haven't caught myself on video here yet, my lovely, lovely husband broke my row machine yesterday, because what we did was a partner row. New, right there, you can kind of see it, Concept 2 style row machine down here now, which I'm loving. I love the row machine. So that's my update for now. Now on to watching the video and finishing up triceps. Saying hello to all of you. Hope everybody's doing well. I know it's fall and everybody gets sick in the fall, but hope everyone's doing well, and I'm hoping to stay more on top of everything.